Welcome back to Sami J Reads. I'm Sami, and we're going to go ahead and start off with our third book review. The book we're going to review today is a book I've just recently read. I fell in love with it. It's the first of a trilogy, and I've had friends who they read it and they loved it, and it made me wonder, why didn't you tell me there was a book that was like this that existed, and why didn't you make me read it before, and why? The book that I'm talking about is Mistborn. Yeah, how do you know? Can you read minds or something? No, there's the title. Oh yeah, the title. Oh yeah, okay, so, right. Well, I just feel silly now. So yeah, you were right. We are actually going to review Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. For a taste of the action, we're going to read the back. Yeah, because we're that awesome. Once, a hero arose to save the world. A young man with a mysterious heritage courageously challenged the darkness that strangled the land. He failed. Miserably failed. For 1,000 years since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist ruled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord Ruler. Every revolt has failed miserably. Talk about dismal land. Nothing is really green. Everything is brown. The grass is brown, the plants are brown, everything's covered in ash. Yet somehow, hope survives. Hope that dares to dream of ending the empire and even the Lord Ruler himself. A new kind of uprising is being planned, one built around the ultimate caper, one that depends on the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master allomancy, the power of a Mistborn. Now there's some of you probably wondering, what's allomancy and what are allomancers? Allomancy is neither magic nor complete chemistry. It's almost like a mixture of the two. For example, pewter allows the individual to gain strength. They don't grow in muscle size, but you gain the strength of someone that is much stronger than yourself. You also gain the ability to not deflect like brutal injuries, but if you get stabbed in the gut where someone would die, if you're burning pewter, you are able to stay alive. It does not affect you as badly. It can still kill you if you're not careful, but you won't die just from that injury. Then there's the allomancer, which is basically just the person who burns the metal. You have two different types of allomancers. You have the mistings, which can burn 1 of 8 specific metals, and then you have the Mistborn. And Mistborn, they're very, very rare. They can burn the 8 basic metals as well as the rare metals. Now I loved how we start off the book. It's a little slow, but it does get into the basic premise of what is going on. And it's not just a slow-paced beginning. It starts off where there's death and there's chase scenes and there's worry of who's gonna die. We are introduced to the obligators and the inquisitors. Inquisitors are scary beyond belief. They have spikes paled in through their eyes that stick out through their head, yet they can still see, they can still move, they can still function, they can still talk. And no matter what, you cannot hide from them because they will always find you. Once the crew is assembled to overthrow the Lord Ruler and the Empire, we do have some downtime. What I liked about this entire downtime is the fact that we still have something going on. There's still action. It's not just, oh, Vin's reciting her lessons. Oh, Vin's going out to practice her allomancy. No, it was actually, Vin goes out, she practice spars with Kelsier. Kelsier goes out and he ends up wreaking havoc among the nobility by making them assume that someone else is attacking their house. I also like during the time when we're working our way up to the very climactic point in the novel that we have a lot of humor. Sanderson, thank you for adding in the humor. I absolutely love Ellen Venture. I fell in love with this character the instant he came in, reading a book, going, oh, well, that's a shame. I went to go get a drink and now there's a beautiful young lady standing in my spot, which had the best lighting of all to read my book. During a ball, in which he's supposed to be out socializing, but no, he's reading a book because he doesn't want to socialize. So we get up to the big climactic scene, and this is a wonderfully well done, well written, oh my gosh, I want to read more scene. During this entire scene, we have metal flying all over, we have people pushed against the wall, screaming, fighting, everything basically under the sun to make really good action sequence with a climactic point. The entire scene is beautifully written, and the final words that you hear in it just make you go, what? Events after the climactic scene don't just necessarily go kaplunk. It actually is a nice gradual little decline. It's also very helpful from going to a clench the books, must keep reading entire bit to, okay, yeah, we've got some stuff going on, we got to figure out what's gonna happen next. You are obviously left with enough that can be said that will continue on to a series, which it does. You're not just left hanging there thinking, okay, I'm done, what do I do now? Overall, I absolutely just love this book. We have the humorous bits, which really helps with not dragging the novel down. It helps keep the action going, it helps keep the novel from getting boring with all the political atmosphere. I loved how the action builds itself up in this entire novel. We start off small, weaseling some money out of the government that runs the city. It makes steps up towards turning the noble families against each other. It makes steps up towards working on overthrowing the empire, all the way up to our final climactic scene that does not disappoint. For those of you who have not read Mistborn, I would highly recommend it, especially if you love fantasy. For those of you now having Harry Potter withdrawals with the final film coming out, I would recommend reading this book. It is thoroughly enjoyable, it's a quick read, and honestly, if you compare Vin to Harry, they have a lot of similarities. They were sort of both raised with dismal lives, and they both become something great through the abilities that they gain. So that's it with Sami J Reads with Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, the first book of the trilogy. If you want to see more book reviews, be sure to hit the subscribe button up above, and new book reviews will be posted every Thursday. I will see you all on the other side of the book next week. Bye! Say hi to the camera, baby.